Hey everybody, welcome to Optimism Fractal. We're here for our 40th episode. I have a huge pleasure to be here with a bunch of amazing builders and leaders. Welcome, you can see me on the screen right now. Also, special welcome to Suede, Jorge, and Cassie joining for the first time. Really appreciate it. And we were having some great conversation beforehand. Also, a bunch of great builders here too. So thanks so much. If anyone wants to say a quick hello or anything fun, then feel free to do it real quick. And I'll have a presentation as well to share. But Optimism Fractal, yeah, there's Will. He's had a good time. All right, we're waving, we're smiling. Sounds good. I'll share a little presentation, and then we'll go into playing the reset game as well. Okay, so welcome to Optimism Fractal Season 4. We are in our fourth episode of Season 4, our 40th episode. You can learn about Optimism Fractal at optimismfractal.com. It's a community dedicated to fostering collaboration, awarding public goods creators, and optimizing governance on the Superchain. And you can learn a lot more on the website about our weekly events that you're welcome to join to network and make friends and collaborate with talented builders, such as all the beautiful and amazing people on the call, and also earn respect. We play a wonderful respect game, a wonderful on-chain social game called the Respect Game, where each person shares what they were doing to help Optimism, generally introduces themselves and collaborates to rank each other's contribution, then earn respect each week. You're welcome to join and also take part in making our videos together, promote your work, share what you're doing, and watch the videos to learn more about builders on Optimism, and also build with the tools too. Several people here are building some really exciting apps on the OP stack to play the respect game and improve decision making. It's an excellent place to develop your on-chain career and business. So however you like to build, there's resources for you on the website and Notion on the weekly events. And there's also funding opportunities in Optimism Collective too, such as retro funding, much more like on-chain summer with base too. So all these things you can check out on the website more. We're also pioneering the future of governance. We have a lot of history and details page where you can learn about our intents and our on-chain protocols and so forth, such as, we have the Optimism Town Hall, an event that we host right after the Respect Game each week, where we discuss Superchain topics. And then we also have a Sages Council where you can help lead the community. And you can learn more about where Optimism Fractal comes from with Eden Fractal and Optimistics at the following websites here, and also about the Superchain we're building, such as Optimism.io, Base, Sony launched a OP stack Superchain recently or about to. So much more you can learn on the website. We encourage you to join on Thursday at 17 UTC. It's the best way to get involved. Optimism Fractal play the respect game, and hope to see you there. Feel free to invite friends. You can register at lou.ma/optimistics. That's where the calendar is. And also, we appreciate when everybody likes and retweets too. Optimistics put out some great tweets too about builders cooperating, and you can see people playing the respect game here, some really beautiful art, and also with the town hall too. So that's putting the word out there, sharing some of the stuff I shared there. Rosary's been making the art and making some great promotions, so big shout out and thanks. And you can also get engaged at the Optimism Fractal channel on Warpcast too to learn more and share thoughts and so forth. We have a Discord as well, and a forum post on the governance forum for governance for gov.optimism.io. This is the third season, but we have a fourth season too somewhere that you can find. And you can watch the videos at optimismfractal.com/videos, with show notes and timestamps and all sorts of cool stuff we've been doing, playing respect games and everything we've been doing for the past almost a year now, like 9, 10, 11 months or so. So really great time. Also on the Eden Creators YouTube channel, we published and promoted a couple of videos about On-Chain Summer and Optimism Season 6 this week, and appreciate shares. And yeah, like I said, we'll have the town hall too. The topic for today's town hall is going to be Tadas presenting the ORDAO candidate for Optimism Fractal. So he's been developing the software, and he shared a link for the past few months. So really excited to see it'll allow people to both play the respect game and cooperate with respect in a new way. I also created a new OP topic snapshot space too. And so that's other topics we can discuss if we have time as well. I throw some other topics, but the one with the most votes right now, according to the Rook agendas, is the ORDAO candidate. So we can get into that. And I'll just give like a quick community news section too about some tools we're building as well. There is a new Optimism Fractal Hats tree, which I'm very excited to announce. And huge thanks to Jacob Hominax for building this. We partnered as a team for the Hathaton. So you can find more details about this in the tweet, and then also see the new hats tree, which works with the Optimism accounts. There's also a charmverse account too that people can get access to by claiming this. I'll share more details about it, but just like some really high-level overviews. This is a really powerful protocol that we're excited to integrate with. And so there's more details. And then Tadas shared a bunch of messages about ORDAO in the Discord that you can learn about here. Really excited about it. And he also is requesting feedback on what to work on next. He put up a poll in the snapshot space. We also had a video about that. Previously, we could see a 28th event. We went in more detail about that. And Vlad's also working on a very exciting app too with another developer named Lennar. Abraham's working on an app too. So there's lots of development. You could see Vlad present the app in the 107th episode of Eden Fractal. Just giving like a really quick high level over here because I just want to show everybody. There's videos where you can see all the development and tools articles. But anyway, we'll get into playing the respect game now. So for anybody who's new and doesn't know, I think most people here know, but optimistics.io/respect game, how it works is we're going to go into breakout rooms with up to 6 people, and then each person will have up to about 4 minutes to share a bit about themselves and what they've been doing to help optimism. So then we'll work to reach consensus on who helped the most, second most, third most, and so forth, and then we'll signal consensus on chain using the Fractalgram app. And yep, that's feel free to ask any questions to other people in your room if you have any questions, and feel free to share your screen as well, or share any links to your work too. We love to help promote what you're doing and raise awareness. So feel free to do that. And we'll try to wrap up the respect game by 10 minutes to the top of the hour if possible. So we'll have some time for open discussions. That is it there. So thanks everybody for listening and being here once again. If anyone want to share anything real quick, then feel free. But otherwise, I'll open up the breakout rooms and hope that everybody has an awesome time.
Right.
Hey, what's
Got Dan in here. I literally not been in a room with Dan in like months. It's so funny.
Me
Yeah.
too, yeah. How fun.
Well, Tadas, there's another reason why you haven't been in a room with me lately. You've been in a room with ORDAO the whole time, I think.
No, it's bad randomization. I wasn't in a room with anyone. No
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Right, yeah. All right. Well, back to joking here. Yeah, we were talking about that before, Abraham, too. So, well, it looks like the Zoom randomization worked in our favor here. So,
All right. Maybe I don't have to rewrite it.
yeah, let's save you a bit of work there.
Yeah.
Still might have to rewrite it though to make sure that Tadas is in your room more often. Although I'm sure he's busy with very important stuff that I'm excited to see too. So yeah, very pleased to be here with you guys as well as Howard. Great to see you, and Will and Jorge. If anyone wants to share anything else before we get going, then feel free. Otherwise, we can go ahead and share what we've been doing and play the respect game uh, and jump into it whenever somebody wants to go first.
All right, I can go.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
All right. So the before I share my screen, I did partake in the minting of the hats. So I got a rookie hat, a rising hat, and the fractally certification. And Jacob helped me get through a couple of the bumps there. I think there was a bug that needed to be worked out, so he was able to take care of that on his end, which was really nice. I also started onboarding Howard, so he's going to help with some of the development tasks. We worked together before, and I have had great success working together. We actually got into that hackathon and placed in the finals, so that was pretty cool. So I'm excited to work with him again. And the other things that I did is I got the multiplayer voting working in the test app, and then there's yeah, the next thing I'm going to work on is the consensus, the actual consensus lock-in. But let me show you what the voting is looking like now. Share. Here we go. This should be the right screen. Okay, can you guys see?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got this is just kind of the screen that shows all of the logged in users. And you can create a group if you are currently an admin. We probably will open that up later, or most likely integrate it with the Hats protocol. But for right now, we're gonna select 3 of these guys so that I can get a consensus, and just as a test case. But we're gonna create a group, and so it'll actually create this new session, and then we can see our 3 users. I'm going to take this URL and I'm actually going to paste it into 2 other browsers. So I've got another wallet in here. You can see 75C or 7C5D. You got that guy. So he'll log in there and he can see his view. And then I'm going to go over here. I've got this other wallet logged in. this other type of wallet. And we may need to connect this wallet for some reason. Disconnects. This is an encrypt wallet. Should be able to get in here. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now if we start voting, for example, here, you'll see I have this kind of set up just for debugging, but you'll see that this guy has received 100%, and it also has appeared on the other two screens. And then if I vote here, you can see I've got 50%, and then each screen subsequently updates, which was not terribly easy to do, actually. And then if I switch this down here, you can see we got 50-50. And then if we hit the third one, we should see 67%. We got 67, 33, and the others also update. So pretty exciting to kind of get that working. It was, there's actually a lot of code that goes into that. So yeah, and then what will happen here is we're going to click this and start the next session level. And most likely, I think I will have the administrator do that. And then that actually will take the person that won that last round out. And then we can decide on consensus for this person. And then, you know, down the line. So that's where I'm at. I'm pretty excited to get to this point.
Awesome. Thank you, Abraham. Really exciting to see. Thanks so much for all the amazing work.
Yeah, dude, looks good.
Yeah, we got, I think it's probably at least 2 to 3 weeks of development have gone in, like solid development. I've done it over the course of a longer amount of time, but it's been, yeah, it's been great using Next.js and yeah.
So is that like a voting UI for these meetings, for these fractal meetings?
Yeah,
Oh, it's web-based, right?
it is web-based. Yeah. So right now we're doing the Telegram, you know, integrated, and it's kind of got like a web part and a Telegram part. This will just streamline the whole thing so we can have it all in one place. And then we don't have to, you know, go into a separate web, and then it'll be a lot easier to see the consensus at the end. You'll be able to see people's names instead of having to know what their wallet address is and all that stuff.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep, super cool. Thanks for the questions, Jorge. And then thanks so much for the great work again. And thanks also. I'm really excited to hear that you're collaborating with Howard on it too. So looking forward to seeing how it goes. And if you want to pick somebody to go next, Abraham, then feel free whenever you're ready.
Well, we were already talking about Howard. Howard, how about you go ahead and get started?
Sure. I was on vacation. That's about all I did. I went to Montreal, and today starts the fall session at the tennis club. So starting today, I get back into my mornings off, evenings at work. So I'm excited to have the mornings off so I can get back into, really get back into coding and helping out and doing all that fun stuff. So that's it.
You did get Postgres installed, and there was a couple other things. You got the GitHub repo.
Yeah, I mean,
That
that
counts for
took me
something.
that's 10 minutes of work. Sure. So I mean, I'm just happy to finally be back doing this kind of stuff, being a part of a community, trying to help out and build. So I'm very excited to start getting back into it this week. So
All right. Well, excellent. Thank you, Howard. I appreciate you being here very much and appreciate your excitement greatly. Also, it was a pleasure sending a couple messages back and forth with you too. Appreciate your interest in both, well, joining last week's event too. That's a contribution to Optimism, just being here in itself, and then following up about the account, getting that set up, and also saying you're going to look in some of the resources too. So that's all appreciated. And those 10 minutes add up. So I hope that I hope you enjoyed the vacation and work. And I'm glad you're excited to get back into it. And yeah, really appreciate it. If there's anything else you want to add, you still only probably took a minute or so to speak. So feel free to add anything else that you want to share. If you want to introduce yourself a little bit more for everybody who's here, I know you did last week, but you're welcome to. You have the stage for another couple minutes, or you can pass on to somebody else whenever you're ready as well.
Yeah, sure. I'll introduce myself and then I'll pass it on. I'm Howard. I'm a tennis coach by trade, and a couple of years ago, I started to teach myself how to code. And then earlier this year at ETH Denver, I met Abe and Dan, and Abe and I managed to get to and the rest of our team for Unbound Science managed to get to the finals of the hackathon for our group. So that was very exciting. And ever since, I've just been trying to continue building my skills, and I'm hoping to start to do some, start to bring in some revenue coding either this year or beginning of next year. That's the goal. So.
All right, sounds good. Well, happy to collaborate and help support you in the development of your developing career and business and so forth. And yeah, looking forward to collaborating in many ways. And then also the Unbound Science too. I had the pleasure to meet you and Abraham back at Denver too. And I saw the app that you built for Unbound Science, and also I displayed the website last time. I have the DevFolio link actually in front of me right now. I think I was trying to search for it, but. Yeah, maybe I'll share the link, or if you want to share a link or share anything more about it, just have a little bit of time left. But that was a really cool project, and so appreciate you two teaming up again to build more stuff together, and excited to see what you build.
Yeah. I'm also actually helping Aaron out a little bit with building out building out a website that's not in what was it again, Abe? What is it that you
Angular.
Yeah, Angular, one that's not Angular. So I'm helping Aaron out with that. Unbound Science is great. We're hoping to basically help bring some crowdfunding to underfunded areas of scientific research there. So thank you, Dan, for posting up.
Do you know about the DeFi group? Are
yes.
you involved with them at all?
This summer I've been a little bit I've been on the tennis court a lot, so I haven't really been doing much. But I joined that group back at ETH Denver and everything.
Okay.
So we've been talking to them and stuff, and been looking at ways to collaborate.
Beautiful, amazing. I know Manuel, and I've met Maria before, but we had a really good one-on-one a couple weeks ago. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Are you guys talking about DeFi Labs or something else?
Yeah, like DeFi Labs, but they also have a DeFi Gitcoin group as well that basically runs rounds during seasonal community rounds for Gitcoin on behalf of the DeFi space.
Yeah, that was, I believe Timothy put that into the Telegram group way back in like March. So yeah, we had been talking with them. So.
All right. Well, very cool. Yeah, I love contributing to DeFi. That's really valuable, and the smart contract development skills that you've learned and that you're building with are really helpful and valuable. And people can check out unboundscience.com as the website as well to learn more. And if you want to pick somebody to go next, Howard, then feel free to do so whenever you're ready.
Sure. How about Will? We were talking.
All right, cool. All right, so I do not have a presentation prepared. Dan, go ahead and start the timer on me, although I've got access to a timer app now too, and that was good practice for me.
Very nice.
When I start running breakout rooms. So
all right.
Referencing my calendar here, it's been a whole lot of Web 2 and a little bit of Web 3 this week. But for those that are new to me and what I do and my varied focuses, I'm just going to try and keep this within the Optimism Collective and the Optimism ecosystem and the Superchain model. So I'm the founder of KF Media, as you see on the banner behind me, that's Kingfishers Media. We're building a regenerative educational model, right? And we're not just talking about regenerative education in terms of like regenerative practices or regenerative initiatives that people can get involved in, or advocacy for environmentalism. True, that is in part of what we do, but we're also building an ecosystem and a platform to where the education itself becomes regenerative. I'm also part of Let's Grow DAO, which you probably see. Oh, wrong direction. Probably see this logo over here, right? For Let's Grow DAO. Let's Grow DAO, we're very much involved in building and growing the refi and regen movement. Both those focuses are built on Optimism and are part of the Superchain model because there's other touch points within the Superchain that we touch. So in terms of Let's Grow DAO, we finalized our Hats protocol diagram today. The Hats protocol was so impressed with our branding with it that, yeah, they're going to make that a thing going forward when new entities come on board to Hats protocol. So the next step is our operations leader, Wasabi. We'll be translating that into our charmverse. That is our community site. We use charmverse for that. And yeah, and just organizational structure, it's very important. I think very soon, Dan, will be to the point where we can start using some of the products here if they're close to shipping, like agendas, respect game, things like that. I'd love to bring that over into that environment because I think it's going to go a long way and be super helpful. Outside of that, for KF Media, we hosted another live session with one of our regenucators, is how we call our educators. So they're regens by nature, but they're also educators. So regenucators. Miss Terry came into our learning center last night, hosted part 4 on her emotional intelligence series. So this is kind of the content that we're curating at Kingfishers Media. Additionally, we did apply for a grant, a new grant round in Gitcoin. So it's the Octant community round. So wish us, you know, good fortune on that one. Also, I updated our Karma Gap to be reflective of the new direct funding mechanism that Gitcoin has implemented. So our Karma Gap, if you guys don't know about it, it's a great platform to track your grants, funding received, milestones achieved during those grant rounds. And it's basically a platform of accountability, right? But it's being leveraged in a variety of different ways within the regenerative ecosystem, including impact reporting. So that's a very valuable tool to us. So not only did that, updated that with the new focus we have that I'll be discussing with our business managers tonight. So you guys are kind of getting some alfalfa here. Alfalfa is like pre-alpha, right? That's how I like to think of it. In October, we're going to be launching a new program called Pathways for Latam. Essentially, what we're doing is we're creating a partnership with Citizen Wallet. We're going to remove the barriers of entry for citizens in Latin America who are blocked by their banks or their governments from participating in Web3. And it's all based on an equitable, fair trade exchange mechanism.
All right, very cool. You've been up to a lot, and well said, really exciting. I see Howard giving a thumbs up. Thanks so much for the alfalfa and everything else you've been doing on Optimism. And whenever you're ready, you can pick somebody to go next to.
I'm gonna pick on Tadas because I know he had a snapshot proposal, right, that I voted on.
Yep. I have a lot to share with it.
Oh, sorry, that's what I
time.
forgot. I did vote on every OP Fractal snapshot proposal as well.
Thank you, Will. Much appreciated.
Yes, I will try to share my screen. Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah, so this week I worked on, wait a second, I want to see. Yes. Yeah, so this week I was basically finalizing what I worked on for the last couple of months, I think. Yeah, so yes, basically in summary, it's a candidate for second version of Optimism Fractal. I call that version ORDAO. So basically, main features would be that in the new version, the ownership of contracts and respect distribution would be transferred to current respect holders. Most importantly, it would offer semi-automated respect distribution, and this is one of my main motivations for creating this is because currently we have to manually issue respect in Optimism Fractal, and yeah, but so that was my one of my initial goals, but I generalized it the system so that any custom transaction could be proposed. It would be basically a transaction proposal system where participants can propose transactions and respect holders vote for whether to execute transactions. And there is very interesting mechanism regarding how it's determined whether proposal is passed. I call it OREC. Yeah, and this also gets rid of a need for hard rules about how many submissions from a breakout room is needed. It also fixes current problems with respect token and a lot of more flexibility in general regarding respect issuance. Yeah, so this is basically OREC mechanism in detail. Again, this is a mechanism that determines how transaction proposals would be passed. This is state transition diagram for OREC, how the states through which a proposal goes through, and other key parts of a system is Ornode. This is basically storage / indexing node for OREC, so that because I'm not storing everything on chain, all the proposal data, some of the data is indexed in what I call Ornode, and this is the API docs. Another component is the submission frontend. So this is basically what we have now, where we play respect game in Fractalgram and submit through a frontend. So the idea of this is to replace that. In terms of GUI, that's all I did at this point. So in terms of GUI, it's equal in terms of features to the current version. So main contribution is here is the backend and blockchain part, which I think complements well what Abraham is doing. And one other important component is what I call ORDAO console or console. So this is documentation for our client. Our client is a library for interacting with ORDAO components, both Ornode and OREC. And our console presents documentation for our client, and it also exposes through console exposes actually our client methods. So you can, for example, do stuff like get proposals. And it exposes all kinds of methods that allow you to interact with ORDAO. It basically exposes all functionalities that are currently implemented, and yeah, and so this is deployed on the mainnet, and there is also deployment on the testnet where with some configurations that would allow passing proposals quicker, that would allow in turn enable easier testing for different test cases. Yeah, so that would be an overview. Thanks for your time. Sorry for going over time.
Thanks so much, Tadas. That's all fascinating and extremely exciting. I noticed you had two other tabs there. You had, if you wanted to briefly touch on those, you could.
No, that's
Okay.
not important.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I'm incredibly excited about this, and thanks so much, Tadas. And if you want to Also, you proposed a topic too, so we'll get to hear more from you about that after we return from the breakout rooms in Upton Town Hall. And if you want to pick somebody to go next to Tadas, then feel free. Me and Jorge haven't gone yet. I think Tadas froze. Tadas is returning into the break room. He had an internet connection issue. Okay, he should be here shortly. Hey, Tadas, you froze up there. So I don't know if you can hear me right now, but if you...
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I see the previous version of, yes, so, oh, okay.
Okay, well, good to see you back. And do you want to pick somebody to go next now?
Yeah, so who's left? You and Jorge.
Yes.
I know Dan likes to prepare a presentation.
I do have it prepared at this time. I'm getting better
Okay.
a little bit at preparing in advance these days.
So can you go?
I can, yeah. If Jorge, you want to go first, then feel free. Okay. Well, looking forward to hearing from you, Jorge, and seeing what you're up to. Very excited about it. And I'll go ahead and share my presentation. I don't know, Tadas, do you want to, because you also had the idea about running both the, trying out both the versions, the original version and the new candidate that you built. Do you want to run Fractogram today? Okay. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Fractogram is the app for anybody who's watching, the app where we'll reach consensus today, a Telegram client. And I will share what I've been doing to help Optimism now. Oh, well, I don't know why it's showing that at the top. Okay, well, that's stuff about Tadas's work there. And then here's what I'm going to do to share what I did to help Optimism. I don't know where my timer is. If you want to put it on for me, Will, then I appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll just note the time and make sure I end in about 4 minutes. So what did I do to help Optimism this week? So one thing that I did, one of the major things I did was I created a mission proposal with the Optimism Grants Council for Eden Creators videos as a media studio dedicated to raising awareness about practical consensus processes, developing pro-social games, and growing communities on the Superchain. This is the team and YouTube channel that produces videos for Optimism Fractal, as well as Optimism Town Hall and Eden Fractal as well. So I made a pretty detailed grant application here, explaining how it's going to work basically to scale up the existing video that we've been doing, the video production and promotion and distribution of the videos too, to help raise awareness for all the great builders at Optimism Fractal and who may join in the future, as well as also create a like a scalable platform or like a scalable protocol, not protocol platform, a new paradigm for collaborative video creation too, and share open source documentation that other communities can use to also play the respect game and agendas and so forth to make videos. So there's a whole bunch of details here about it. It's in quite a bit of detail. I'm gonna try to link if anyone wants to read into it. So I've been working on that. I also had made another mission proposal previously. There's more deliverables here, and one of the things we want to do is like be able to produce clips for people based on the respect game presentation and all sorts of stuff like that. But much more coming soon. And this is the YouTube channel, YouTube/Eden Creators, and you can see all the videos we've created here so far. I also recently made one for Optimism Fractal Respect Game too for a funding distribution system, but I didn't really work on that this week, so I'll keep that there. I collaborated with Jacob on the Optimism Fractal Hats tree with Hats Protocol, a protocol for decentralized roles. That's really exciting. So I had made the charmverse and collaborated with him here, and also went back and forth in the Hats Protocol plus Optimism Fractal chat with a bunch of ideas about how we could build it and stuff like that. So that's now there, and I announced it then in Twitter and Warpcast and a bunch of places. You can see, for example, people had claimed the hat, and that gives permissions to the Charmverse page and other things like Respect Game Leader to lead these breakout rooms with Fractogram. I built this kind of quick version of a builder networking site and Charmverse, which is accessible for people with the hat who have earned respect, and then I promoted it in a bunch of different places as well. I also proposed topics too. I came with a new version of OP topics, and I messaged Tadas about it a little bit after he asked some questions, ways to improve the agendas games, and I kind of curated a bunch of topics that weren't previously proposed as well, that we could discuss in future weeks. And I made that proposal and voted on the other proposals here, as well as gave some answers about how these snapshot systems can work. Also responded to Tadas behind the scenes about some of the OREC and ORDAO stuff, and researched an interesting thing called Event Horizon, which I think could play a role in what we're doing. And then I've also just been collaborating with people behind the scenes, with Howard a little bit, with SOV and JRocky, who are grants counselors. I've been helping out with standard operating procedures for mission requests after I made some of those, and in contact with some of the people from the base team too. I think that's probably about 4 minutes. I don't know exactly. Oh, it's still like 40 seconds and I'm almost done. What happened? Okay, so also I did promote the events too. So you scroll through, I always give some feedback on the excellent promotions that Rosemary puts out too. So I provide that, and then I put out some of my own tweets as well to help spread the word about Optimism Fractal and invite people to join. And then I kind of rushed through some of the other stuff because I didn't know how much time I have. But if you scroll through, there's lots of stuff I've been up to there, and then generally working on development, coordinating, and marketing stuff. And you can see a lot of what I'm up to in the Optimism Fractal Notion site as well. So that's it here. And I think I'll stop sharing my screen. I don't know when you put that on, Will, but I think I have spoken enough. We don't have so much time, so I will pass it over to Jorge.
Cool. Let me try to stop it.
Thank you for putting that on, by the way.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you, guys. Well, I am Jorge. I'm an oldie of fractal processes. Back in the day when this whole thing started, about already 3 years ago, 2 years ago. So I've been a fractal enthusiast since then. I'm currently a member of the Upscale Fractal, and I used to go to the ETH Fractal meetings, and I came today basically to help this community to reach consensus on the work everyone is doing. I'm working on several projects right now, but I didn't really prepare a presentation. So that's pretty much it from my side. I do have some questions, however, to pretty much everyone. For example, to Will, part of your background is in Spanish. Why is it so? It says presentado por KFME.
Yeah, so that's promoting, that's basically testing the translation that we have access to through a GPT translator. We also do have a network of human proofreaders that once we get all of our content translated into Spanish and Portuguese. So just kind of promoting the fact that we're multilingual, because we do have some regenucators that will be producing some content in Spanish as well.
Okay, wonderful. So you said you applied to a grant on GitHub. That is for your personal projects, or is that going to be of benefit for the Fractal in general?
So it's for our company focus of our Learn to Earn program is the grant that we applied for. So 50% of that will fund that Learn to Earn program, which we've mechanized as an impact mechanism within the space. So that's supporting the Optimism Collective, because it's going to be spreading these tokens that are deemed as environmental or social impact tokens on the Optimism Superchain. So creating that distribution model is important to us. The other 50% of the funds that we raise through there, and is evident with our grant application, will be directed towards creating educational content for that specific community. But now that we've got a lot of experience on our belts, I mean, we can pretty much create content for any community. And Dan, I owe you. We're going to start creating some more educational content on Optimism Fractal as well.
Great, thank you. So I do have questions for Tadas. First of all, great to see you back, Tadas. So are you aware that Vlad is also creating a smart contract? I think related also in optimism for the fractal process. Are your works currently overlapping?
Yes, and also Abraham. I think all of our work is a bit overlapping. I think mine with Vlad's overlap, there is overlap between mine and Vlad's work even more. Well, when it comes to design, I take quite a bit of different approach. I think that's one of the reasons why we went separate ways in terms of creating separate projects. And yeah, I started this at a time when Vlad was not was not working on this project, and he was waiting for funding. And yeah, but I'm very happy to see that he's implementing his idea for a design. I think that's at this point that's great for fractals to have many competing implementation. Well, not many. Too many is too much waste of energy, but I mean, two is good enough.
Great, wonderful. Okay, and also have a question for Dan. What is it, the HATS protocol that you mentioned? What is it for?
The HATS protocol is a protocol for assigning roles and authorities and permissions based upon on-chain data and reputation. They call it a organizational graph. I'm trying to figure out the best ways to explain it because I don't have it right in front of me right now. But basically the way it works is that it's a protocol that allows you to claim hats, which are ERC1155 NFTs that are non-transferable on EVM, like on Optimism. And you can attach who can claim a hat according to certain criteria on chain. So for example, we have it where if you earn a certain amount of respect, then you can claim the rookie hat. If you earn more respect, you can claim the rising star hat. If you sign an agreement saying that you learned how to use Fractogram, you can claim another hat. And then based on these hats, you can get different powers and abilities and on-chain permissions. So you can link it up with access to the charmverse, which is a little bit like Notion, but an on-chain version, or to a Telegram group, or to be able to join a meeting, or to be able to claim something else. So basically you can assign authorities and permissions dynamically based upon on-chain data, and then use that to build kind of an organizational structure of people and groups who can do different things within a community. And it can also be worked for businesses and stuff like that. It's very it's a very like kind of broad canvas that can be used for many different purposes.
Wonderful, thank you.
It's also transferable. So if you get a hat for one organization, couldn't another organization hypothetically look at that hat and see that you are a part of that organization?
Yeah, so it's not transferable, but it is composable and it is viewable. So yeah, it's all on chain. So anybody can see if you have a hat from one organization, you could use that to see as kind of a criteria or qualification, be like, oh, that person knows what they're talking about or whatever, because they have that hat basically.
Yeah. So like maybe, I don't know, some other group like us could say, oh, well, they're part of Optimism Fractal. I want them part of my group too.
Yep, that's right. And plus it's got a great name too. I see Tadas is writing, please join this Telegram group to reach consensus. So yeah, if everybody could please do so, then please do so when you get a chance. We only have about 12 minutes left before the top of the hour. Thanks, Jorge, very much for supporting the community and helping to reach consensus, as well as asking the really thoughtful questions. Really appreciate it. And it's really good to see you again. And I'm checking to see if everybody's in. It looks like one person's not here yet. Jorge, do you have an EVM account, an Optimism account?
Yeah, I do have I just enabled the Optimism mainnet on my MetaMask, but I don't have any gas. So I don't know how I'll be able to vote.
Okay, well, yeah, it's very cheap. It's like less than a cent in gas. I could send it to you if you want, and then you can have a bit to process the transaction. And if you want to just put first, I think you're the only person who hasn't logged into the Telegram group that Tadas created. So please join that. That's in the Zoom chat. And then once you do that, and then put your address in there after Tadas does the account prompt, then I'll send you over some ETH and gas so you can submit the transaction.
Okay, I'm in, I think.
Okay, sounds good. Tadas will do the prompt. Everybody can enter their Optimism account. If anybody had any other quick questions for anybody that would be helpful reaching consensus, then feel free to share throughout the process.
By the way, I brushed up on the process and I added the app to my Telegram, so I potentially could run it next week.
All right, excellent.
If need be, if need be.
Thank you, Will. That's very much appreciated. If you like, you can claim the hat too for the Respect Game Leader, being that you read it and brushed up on it. Way to go on the hats with Let's Grow too.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, let me know how to claim that, and then yeah, I'll be more than happy to do that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a link in either Optimism Fractal or Eden Fractal Discord, or Eden Fractal Telegram or Optimism Fractal, and I can forward it to you if you want.
You know how I feel about Discord, dude.
Yeah, no. That's why I said the Telegram too. But
okay, it's in the Eden Fractal TG.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I'll go there then.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and I have my account now. It took me a little bit of time to find that. I think there's one person. Jorge, we don't. Oh, it looks like Jorge's on it. Jorge, just the way Fractogram works is you have to do it as a reply to the where it says please enter your Optimism account.
I have to do it as a reply. Okay.
Yeah, have to right click on it or something like that.
Meanwhile, we can already start voting.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Tadas, thanks, Jorge. And wait on your vote, Jorge.
Okay, thanks everyone. We're level 6. Now level 5.
All right, thank you, Tadas. And level 5, we don't have consensus yet. We have 3 votes for Abraham, 2 votes for me, and 1 vote for Will. Does anybody want to change their votes or advocate either way?
I'm just gonna advocate against me. I've only had a 2-day work week this week in Web3, so not as productive as I usually am.
Okay, thank you for letting us know, Will. And it looks like some people have switched over their votes to Abraham, and now Abraham has level 5. Thank you very much, Abraham. And now we have the poll for level 4. All right, and it looks like there's consensus for me. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Level 3 for Will.
Okay, Will got level 3.
So is this token still non-transferable? Or just sending reputation respect?
Yes, it's a non-transferable respect token.
Okay, then I'll have to give the vote to Howard, given that he's a longer member of this community. He's been much more committed than me, who just came.
I mean, only longer by 1 week, but yeah.
I want to switch my vote to myself, given that I'm an OG.
I voted for Jorge because he gave some good questions, and yeah, I'm always like to respect those who rejoin and keep track of Fractal. But I'm okay with
How do I
Howard.
retract my vote? Is it possible?
Yeah, you can right click on it to retract vote, or if you're on phone, then you can hold down on it. Yeah, I went both ways. I voted for Howard as level 3 and then Jorge for level 2. So I don't know who to vote for because I really appreciate Jorge. I know that he's done a huge amount to advocate for fractals over a long time, and he's a great fractal leader. I really appreciate that and great questions. And Howard is a great builder who I'm really excited to see build more. So I can go either way. I appreciate Howard's interest very much in building with Optimism Fractal. So maybe, are you going to switch to yourself, Jorge? Because I could also switch to Howard too, but I can go with Jorge too, or if anybody else wants to share.
So I'm holding the tab on the vote, and nothing happens.
You could just, if you're on the phone, just hold down on it, and then you'll get a little menu that says like delete or like reply and stuff like that. And one of those should be retracted. Yeah.
Retract vote.
No, nothing happens. I'm on Telegram. Yeah, I'm on Telegram.
That's strange. It should be just how you replied basically before when you did a reply. Then if you did that on the poll, then you would see a button that says retract vote, whatever you did there. Well, I suppose we can go either way if
Anyway, no big deal.
I don't know. Tadas, do you have any idea why that wouldn't be happening? For me, it's always worked correctly, the fractogram retract vote button, but I guess maybe
in Fractalgram app, it does not always work on a phone, but I don't assume Jorge is using Fractalgram app for this, because you can use this from normal Telegram.
Does it also work on Telegram web?
Yeah, it should, and it should work on normal Telegram app. Like standard.
Retract vote. Okay, so now I voted for myself so that the voting is more complicated.
Okay, well, a little standoff at the end here. Does anybody else want to weigh in or advocate? Either way? I see somebody switch to Jorge as well.
We do have consensus. Consensus is 67%, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Hey, thank you everyone for this warm welcome.
What group are we in? I don't see.
We are in group 1.
Okay.
Yeah, we have consensus now.
All right. Well, thank you, Jorge. You're very welcome, and thank you, Howard, too. I had voted for you at level 5 last time too, and I was I know you said you're mostly on vacation, so I wanted to give you more respect and stuff like that. But I'm really excited about what you're doing, and want to give you a high level in the future. And
It's all good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds good. You're welcome. And everybody does get respect here too, as long as we submit the consensus. So if everybody can please click here where it says here on the app, and then that'll open up the web app, and then submit the results. You can give a thumbs up to confirm too, but it should be good. Then that would be appreciated. And also, we're only a minute to the top of the hour, so we should probably head back to the community room now. So thanks everybody so much for the great respect game. Hope everybody really enjoyed it. I really love to see everybody's contributions to optimism and everything that you're doing and those great conversations. So if anybody has anything you want to share quick, then feel free. Otherwise, we'll go. I mean, you could share it back in the community room, but I'm going to close the rooms so we can go back there.
Hopefully it stays the host, or not stays the host. Hopefully it stays growing.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. We'll get started with the Optimism Town Hall momentarily. If anybody does need to head out at the top of the hour, then feel free to do so. where we have another half-hour scheduled for the town hall, and Tadas will be presenting the new ORDAO app he's building. Welcome, Karla.
Wait a
It's great to
minute.
see you.
Wait a minute. Is that KarlaGod?
Here
What's
it's me.
up? What's
I'm great.
up?
Hi, Wilty.
Good to see you, Karla.
Good to see you, Will. It's good to see you.
Well, good to see you too, Karla. Thanks for joining. I checked out I checked out your profile, and I'd seen you around on some of the different chats and on some of the different calls and stuff like that. So appreciate you joining, and it's very nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. If you'd like to introduce yourself a bit, feel free. We just for a bit of context, we just finished the Respect game. We met an hour earlier for Optimism Fractal, where we go into breakout groups and we play an on-chain social game called the Respect game. There's another breakout group that will be joining us momentarily once they're done. And then for the next half hour, we host an event called Optimism Town Hall, where people can propose topics, and then we vote on topics together. And Tadas proposed a topic for the new app he's building related to Optimism Fractal. So we'll discuss that in a little bit. But first, we can just have a bit of time to just have some open discussions as well. So if you'd like to introduce yourself a little bit or say anything else, then feel free. And you're also welcome to listen and share thoughts throughout the show as well.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. So I'm Karla, and I'm the lead partner at Borderless. And Borderless is a public good that helps bring Web3 developers from the university ecosystem into the Web3 ecosystem. And our contribution to Optimism for the past 6 months has been a lot in the Optimism Superchain. We worked with Lisk to bring over 20 developers to the Lisk ecosystem, including projects. 3 projects right now launched on Lisk, and 1 just went on mainnet today. And we've organized 1 hackathon for Lisk to get devs and projects to build in Optimism Superchain. We've also had at least 3 events with devs and businesses together to sort of help Web2 businesses come on chain. And our next big thing is our event, Borderless 3.0, happening in November, where we are going to have 2,000 people perform attestations on chain. And also, we're going to have a public goods concert to entertain first-time people about public goods in Web3. So that's it in a nutshell. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you so much, Karla. It sounds like you're doing really exciting work. Thank you for sharing your introduction and all you're doing. If you want to share any links, I see you have BitSave in your profile. So if anybody wants to check out more of your work, then I'd be happy to see a link. We also have a Discord group too. If you want to join and share it there, then you're welcome to.
Okay. Please do share the Discord group so I can join.
Okay. Sounds great.
Thank
you. We'll share it in a little bit. And also, well, welcome back, everybody, from the breakout room number 1. Hello, Patrick. Thanks for joining. Welcome to Optimism Fractal. Hope that you enjoyed it. And welcome back, Rosemary and Suede and Vlad as well. And so, all right, I'm a little bit conflicted. I don't know entirely what to do because we have a half hour scheduled for the Optimism Town Hall, and Tadas proposed a topic. And the way that we usually do the Town Hall is it's an open discussion forum, but we also have set topics where people can propose topics and then vote for topics. And I know it's late there for Tadas too, so I want to jump into the topic. At the same time too, one of the things we usually do is we, when somebody joins for the first time, then we sometimes give a chance for people to like say hello or share their feedback and thoughts about it too. So I just want to once again welcome Suede and Patrick too. So hope that you both enjoy the event. If you had any quick introductions that you wanted to share or any feedback about about your first Respect game in Optimism Fractal, then feel free to share. Also, the video that I believe Rosemary recorded in your breakout room will be available, so everybody can see the introductions there. But if it's okay with you, Tadas, then maybe we'll give a few minutes before we jump into your topic in case Suede or Patrick want to share anything, any welcome messages. Is that good with you?
Hey, everybody. I'll take 30 seconds and say that my name is Suede. I'm really happy to be here today. I'm working on a project that was seeded by the Raid Guild, and it's the delegate match Farcaster frame. And I will drop some links in the chat. It is a tool that through a simple survey, it allows a Optimism token holder or the token holder on any blockchain to find a delegate that is a match with regard to philosophy and values. And I'll drop some links for you.
All right. Really exciting. I'm looking forward to learning more of the tools and check out the links. Feel free to share both the Zoom chat and the Discord chat. I saw you joined there, so thanks for joining. And the Discord chat kind of stays around for longer, so encourage you to share it in both places if you like. And also, if you did want to share a little bit more about just your experience with the Respect game real quick, then feel free to do so as well. Or otherwise, we could just see if Patrick has anything you'd like to share, and we could pass on to Das when we're ready.
I'll just say that it was fun, and it was I enjoyed getting to know some of the other people in the Zoom room. So thank you.
All right, awesome.
Thank you, Suede. Thank you, Suede. Yeah, that was fun. I was doing a joke with Suede because in French, Suede is Sweden. That's the name of a country. So yeah, that was just for that. That was fun. I have never really left the Hidden Fractal and Optimism. I have always followed what you do here. I was just very busy with Upscale DAO Fractal. And I was sharing into my home with Vlad what we are doing into Upscale DAO Fractal. There is a coming video on the 20th September released about the Fractal text-based app with Vlad that I will interview soon. So I will share on X, I will tag Dogman, I will tag Optimism. We will do a nice job on Upscale to promote the Fractal text-based app. And Dan is also doing a great job. So that will do 1 + 1 = 3 collaboration at the max. So that was that I shared. Also, I was very impressed by the work of Omanik, Jack Omanik, with this nice kind of mind map with each node linked to a Ethereum address, and that's named ats, and that's very very beautiful to organize a DAO. So that's a very great job. And then we voted with the fractalgram of Tadas, always great. Just the thing is, I have to create an Ethereum address, but that will not be a big challenge because Rosemary will share something with me. So yeah, very nice experience, I would say. Thank you.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you, Patrick. Thank you for joining, and thank you for following along. And I'm glad you enjoyed it, and also appreciate your support for the Fractal app that Vlad is building. I'm looking forward to the video that you produce. We also have the video from Eden Fractal that we produced from a couple weeks ago too, where people can see a preview of the app he's building. And thanks to Vlad, of course, and everybody who's building great things. Also, big shout out to Jake too with the Hats tree. So thanks so much, Patrick. If anybody else wants to say anything quickly, then feel free. But we do we're 10 minutes past up the hour, and Tadas has some really exciting stuff to share too. So
I forget. I am happy to see Tadas again.
Yes. Who isn't happy to see Tadas again? It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So maybe if anybody wants to raise their hand at any point or share something in the chat, wants to speak more, then feel free. It is an open forum, but at the same time, we'll try to stick to the agenda. We could perhaps go a bit longer than the half hour because we kind of had a bit of a late start, but we'll see how it goes. And we have 20 minutes left on the schedule. I'll share like a really quick presentation just to give it an intro and then pass it over to Das, and then Das will share ORDAO, an introductory presentation about it. So really excited about the Das, and we'll get into it. So welcome everybody to the Optimism Town Hall. We meet every Thursday at 18 UTC. It happens right after the Optimism Fractal events. It's a collaborative forum dedicated to conversations with optimism, the Superchain, and it features an innovative community agendas or Kagendas games where participants can choose the topics. So it's a great place to learn about developments on the Superchain, help lead the collective, and explore exciting opportunities. Everybody can post topics on the snapshot space with this Kagendas game that we have. You can RSVP at lou.ma/Optimism Town Hall and join and invite friends. Everybody's welcome to join, and then you can post topics on the snapshot space. You can also find the calendar link too. All this can be found, by the way, if you go to resources at the top of optimismfractal.com. You can find the snapshot space and town hall topics. So we just met for the respect game that we do every week. For anybody who's not familiar, who's watching, Optimism Fractal is a community dedicated to fostering collaboration, awarding public goods creators, and optimizing governance in the Superchain. And each week we meet and network and play a respect game, which is related to the tools that Tadas is building. It also it has many exciting benefits that people here know about, but you can explore the website if you're not familiar. You can watch all the videos and so forth. And you can do a lot of decision making with respect too, which kind of leads into what Tadas is building. Everybody's welcome to join these events to collaborate with Tadas and many other builders at Optimism Fractal, and check out the videos. Lately, we've been making the videos for the town hall at the last half hour of the Optimism Fractal videos. So you can see those at optimismfractal.com/videos, where you can see all the videos we've been creating and all the cool stuff we've been building. And for today's agenda, so Tadas proposed ORDAO candidate for Optimism Fractal, which is the topic that has received the most votes. So you can see here, he shared a link where you can read more about it. I pulled some of these up. We also have an OP Topics game where we could play for other topics if there's anything else we want to discuss. But the topic with the most votes by a good margin is Tadas's candidate for ORDAO. So we'll discuss that. And Tadas shared some exciting updates in the Optimism Fractal Discord about this too, that you can see. And he'll go through, maybe he'll share his screen. That would be appreciated, so he can go and explain how it works. He's also asking for help testing the ORDAO mainnet version. He just launched the ORDAO mainnet version, I believe, today. So congratulations, and thank you very much. Tadas is working on this for past few months now and thinking about it for a long time. There's a GitHub repository for Fraps, like kind of short for fractal apps and so forth, where you can learn some of the features that he'll go through, and however he wants to bring it up. And we also did discuss this at the 28th Optimism Fractal event as well. There's a video where both Tadas initially introduced during their spec game, and then also where I kind of gave like an overview of it as well. So that would be an earlier overview. I'm sure this will be a much more interesting and like detailed updated version too. But if people want to see the original version and the thoughts that have gone to the history of it, then that's there. And Tadas also put up a question: what should he work on next too, now that he completed the mainnet deployment? He's looking for feedback on whether he should build a fuller GUI for the ORDAO, share this presentation, which he's doing now, do more testing on public test nets for the OREC console, deployment for ORDAO for ETH Fractal, respect Oracle or resource for alternatives, and improvements for OREC. He has a lot more details about each of these. Everybody's welcome to vote for the next day to help guide him there. And that's basically it. So Tadas, hopefully that was a helpful introduction. Hopefully it was a helpful introduction for everybody. Thanks everybody for being here. Really excited to hear more about this tool that you're building, this app, the ORDAO. And so I'll pass it over to you, Tadas, to present and introduce and share whatever you think would be helpful.
Do you think that it would be best for me to present, or maybe we could try to test the new app by submitting our results there? Maybe that would be kind of introduction too.
If you'd like to, it's up to you, whatever you think is best. Also, I gave like a very high-level overview. I imagine some of the people here haven't had the chance to read into it. I know you gave more details in the respect game, so perhaps it might be helpful if you want to give like an overview of the features as well and functionality before doing the testing. But if you'd like to lead with the testing too, then that's up to you too. Welcome back, Jorge.
Okay,
Hello, Jorge.
and I see Vlad wants presentation, so
I
okay.
would just ask a basic question. What is ORDAO and why? And then we can go into the how. But maybe first, what is ORDAO in one nutshell sentence, and then why, before to go into the presentation, even into the presentation.
Yeah, that's how I would. That's the only way I would think of starting this presentation, talking about introducing what is ORDAO.
Voilà.
Yeah. So, what is ORDAO? So, yeah. So, ORDAO is basically, think of it as a code name. The same way that, for example, Ethereum hard forks have different names, usually based on some city names. So think of ORDAO as a code name for a new version of Optimism Fractal. I always said candidate new version of Optimism Fractal because the community hasn't committed to this version. That's just my idea, and so I expect that community will first test it, and we will evaluate it, and then maybe start using it as the main official version of Optimism Fractal software. Yeah, so ORDAO is just an encapsulation of all the components of the whole system that I propose as the second version of Optimism Fractal software. Yeah, and one of my key motivations for this is the need to automate respect distribution. Yeah, and I then went on to generalize it to make it a smart contract that would enable execute any transaction, because it's not enough to just distribute respect to breakout rooms. We often make mistakes with our submissions. We often there will arise a need to sometimes change the distribution, like burn to someone's respect or transfer their respect to their new account, for example. And a smart contract that enables execution of arbitrary transactions like OREC does, that kind of smart contract is the first step towards that. Yeah, so I wanted to fix this issue with automatic distribution, but also make a step towards a more powerful and flexible base for Optimism Fractal. And this also will transfer in this new version, the ownership basically would be transferred to the current respect distribution, not like it currently is, where it's optimistics. It depends on optimistics executing the will of Optimism Fractal through the MSIG. And yeah, and that's enough maybe of the features. Now, I don't know, maybe I won't get into all the detailed components, technical details. I will just talk about main components from the user perspective. So main components are the new submission frontend. As far as graphical user interface, that's all I currently have, but it's currently in terms of scope of graphical user interface, it's currently at the same level as our previous app. So the main work here is in the background at the base at the smart contract level that automates respect distribution and stuff like that. And yeah, so I made some improvements maybe to the front end, like there is a meeting number, and that meeting number will end up in the metadata of respect entities that get issued. Yeah, so I'm thinking that's what we could try later today if you want. And another key component is our console. So basically everything that I was not able, every feature of OREC, optimistic respect-based executive contract, the core contract, every feature that this contract has, and every feature that I was not able to build into the graphical front end, every feature is available in the console. Yeah, so our console, it's the name which I give for this app, where you have documentation plus an object called our client exposed through browser console. So yeah, if you, for example, type help, you get some help text that prints a list of available methods, and see it has methods like get proposals. So each proposal is a proposal to execute transaction here. Like method vote enables you to vote for a proposal. Here you get methods to propose different kinds of transactions. So this would be a type of proposal which you make to where you propose to distribute respect for breakout room. Here you could issue respect to an individual account. Here you would be able to burn a single respect award. maybe I will cover later what are these other, but also another key method is propose custom call. So this is what allows you to propose any Ethereum transaction from OREC, basically. Yeah, and all kinds of methods to get information, like get votes and so on. Yeah, so if I type, for example, say get proposals, you would get list of current proposals. All of them I made currently. Yeah, this is a tick proposal, and this is a respect breakout proposal. This respect breakout proposal currently has a no weight. No weight is meaning amount of respect voting no. So it has a no weight of 600 and yes weight of 0, and that's why it says vote status fail, because there are not enough yes votes over no votes. And how these states are changing, vote status and so on, it's all expressed in this diagram that basically describes the life cycle of proposal. So, and it's all in this repo traps that I can share in the chat. And I don't know, maybe that's enough of an overview. Now, I don't know, we can go to questions, maybe.
Yep, that sounds good. Thanks so much, Tadas. So that's all really exciting, and I think questions is a good idea. I'm sure people have lots of things they're wondering about. I'll just say too that I've had the pleasure of messaging back and forth with you for a while over the past months about this, and really thinking about it deeply. And I think it will really be profoundly helpful in many ways too. So I imagine there's a lot to absorb for people. But yeah, I just want to put out there, I think that this is like it will enable a next level of coordination while having decentralization, the OREC, short for Executive Respect-Based Executive Contract, and greatly improve the way we've been doing at Optimism Fractal, as well as be helpful for many other communities that want to cooperate with the Respect game as well. So just want to express huge thanks for what you're building. Also want to give a little logistical update too. So as I said, we usually wrap it up after a half hour, but we did start late, and sometimes we go up to an hour for the town hall too. So if you'd like to, Tadas, if then there's no rush. If you did want to share any more details about it, or we can also have more time for questions too. Although of course I know it's late there, so if anybody does need to head out at the top of the half hour or any point, then feel free to do so as well. But just wanted to put out there that we could extend it because there's lots of interesting stuff that we could discuss if we'd like. With that, Tadas, if there's anything else you want to add, then feel free at any point. Otherwise, if anybody wants to perhaps raise their hand or share any questions in the chat or unmute and just ask any questions, then you can do so as well. And the floor is open.
I just want to say I really like the direction this is going. Great work.
Thanks. Yeah, and I can't stay for another half hour.
I have a quick question about the terminology. So is a breakout room's output the 6 rankings, is that considered a proposal in this scheme?
Actually, what's happening at the backend and at the smart contract level is that the proposal is made to distribute respect.
Okay.
And the translation of rankings to respect is performed at the client side.
Okay.
So if all users are submitting same rankings, they will output the same proposal to distribute respect, and yeah.
Okay, so it would be something where like the front end that I'm building would submit the rankings in some kind of like JSON object. It wouldn't be like one vote at a time it would be the consensus that's reached, and then that gets submitted as one object, and then this process takes over.
Yes, that's right. And I can actually show you how that JSON looks like.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Suppose breakout result. If for some reason it's not. Oh, here.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And you can actually try it right here.
Oh, yeah, that'll be easy to just link up with what I'm doing. That's great.
Yes, that's what I was orienting towards, because there's a server-side component and blockchain component, so it would be hard for someone new to juggle all of that. So our console app presents a documentation for an object that basically abstracts all the details like this.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll submit that via the backend so that it can't be tampered with. The backend will grab the consensus and it'll call the smart contract. That sounds great.
But you do want to submit it through the account of the respect holder.
True.
Because the transaction has to be signed by the respect holder for his vote to be counted.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to make the backend propose it somehow or something. Okay.
Although you can propose it in the backend and then vote through the front end, but I don't know if it's worth it.
Oh, okay.
All right, sounds good. Great questions. Yeah, and Tadas is looking for help. One of the main things he mentioned was he is looking for help potentially with the somebody building the fuller GUI. He built that basic version, but this is the OREC console, which is kind of like both the documentation and the web app that works with command line interface. That seems like it's very well built as far as the blockchain infrastructure for it. And if you, Abraham, want to build more of it, that'd be much appreciated, or other developers as well. I think that the DOS would appreciate it. And he also had those other things too that he's asking what he's working on next to that I shared. If I haven't or nobody has, I think maybe Tadas shared the link, but oh yeah, Tadas shared the link a little while ago. So you can find in the Discord and then some other places there, the GitHub and so forth, that you can find more. Tadas, I know you said you can't stay for the extra half hour. I don't know if you got to go right now or you want to stick around a bit longer, but feel free to let us know. Of course, still open for questions too. I see Patrick's unmuted. Tadas, do you have more time for questions and stuff, or?
Yeah, I meant that I can stay for another half hour after.
Yeah, I will read all the link that you have put into the Zoom chat. Sorry if I will ask maybe questions that are basic, but there is this fractalgram that we use today to push on chain the ranking. So would be a link between this Telegram fractalgram app and this ORDAO or console, or is there client that could be Telegram? You will reuse, maybe extend your fractalgram to as a client of this DAO.
Yeah, so currently what I have set up to use this app the same way that we used the previous submission app. So basically, this app that I'm showing right now, it accepts URLs generated from Fractalgram, and you would submit the same way as you just did in all in respect game.
Ah, okay. So Fractalgram will push the results through this web form.
Yes,
indeed.
That's currently how it currently works, and how I propose you could try it. Although in the future, I'd like to integrate it with fuller respect game apps, because that could provide much easier interface than FractalGAN and not require an administrator.
Another second thing after it's finished, there is the fractal text-based app that Vlad is building to send text-based contribution. Indeed, I am thinking about possible link with this this app that you are building. That's just some talk that come. Vlad, what do you think about that? Is there maybe possible interaction there, or it is totally not related?
It's related in that it has overlapping functionality. It's basically it's alternatives, basically two different implementations for a fractal. And from my perspective, this is very good to have competing implementations at this point. We have different trade-offs. I put very little on chain. I heard Vlad puts a lot on chain. So we can compare differences.
Yeah, a lot of calculation are made into the smart contract and not on the server with the fractal text-based app. That's the plan. And you have also it's all based on Solidity smart contract. Your solution, have you things that are calculated into the server that you?
The core things that really the security things like counting votes, validating votes, it's all on chain on smart contract. There is a server-side component for storage, for storing proposals. So hash of a proposal is submitted on chain, and the proposals themselves are stored in a backend component. In the future, I expect maybe to have some.
Are you using IPFS?
Currently, no. I'm just using a normal database. It's too much at this point.
I remember of the IPFS solution that you proposed at one time to have like directory of resources with IPFS, and I was thinking if it is still a component that could be maybe still used to store this in a decentralized way, the text, the images, any resource that someone want to.
Yeah, I'm still interested in those models that I was proposing, and in decentralized storage in general. Although as far as the implementation, I'm kind of disappointed with IPFS after trying to work with this. It consumes a lot of resources. It's very hard to use. The libraries are constantly changing their APIs, so it's very hard at this point to use.
Thank you for the demo. Yeah, very interesting. I will dive into, and we will follow. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah.
Thanks for the great question.
Basic, but great.
No, good question. Worth asking, really. I expected someone to ask these questions. Yes. You should ask these questions.
Not dumb bass, smart ass. Yeah, okay, perfect.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good question. So I was wondering that too about the project that you're referring to that Tadas was previously building with Git and IPFS was called Firmament. People can find that more details about that at optimistics.io/firmament. We had done some videos where you can see more, and I would love to see if it is possible. The idea behind Firmament was also really exciting. So if IPFS works better, that would be cool to integrate at some point as well. But yeah, appreciate the questions and answers, and hope everybody's learning. Have a good time. I see Vlad, you joined on camera too. I don't know, being that you're also building smart contracts for the app as for a recycling app, as Patrick mentioned. If you wanted to share any comments, or if anybody else wants to raise their hand, share thoughts, then feel free to. By the way, Tadas, I'm not totally sure if you said that you can stay for until the top of the hour. You want to like go in the next like minute or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So feel free to let us know whenever you want to go. Obviously, Vlad's unmuted as well.
I meant that I can stay about an hour from the time when I said that I can stay.
Okay, that's good. That clarifies it.
I would say great job, Tadas. In terms of whether there is a link between what I'm building and Tadas, I agree with Tadas that they are like separate, doing the same thing, and I also agree that it's good that there is different experimentations. They are sort of trying to achieve same thing, so yeah, it's interesting to see how both develop. Yeah,
Okay.
I especially like the custom call functionality. I think this is neat. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, Vlad. I have another question popping in my mind. There is optimism and there is base. And what I know for now is just that base has a lot of users and community and total value locked. And that's kind of also, that's use the optimism tech stack. And we can also go to retro PGF if we are building on base. So Vlad, your solution, Tadas, I always confuse with Vlad and Tadas when they are in the same room. I mix the name, sorry. Tadas, your solution is for optimism ecosystem, or it's also open to, I would say it's EVM based, so it's working for base or optimism. That's for any chain.
Yes.
EVM indeed.
Yes, its main dependency is EVM. It should work on any EVM based chain that implements standard EVM interface.
Okay, so you use Ethereum standard interface that are recognized
That's
by.
my term.
Yeah,
there is no official term like Ethereum based interface, but yeah.
Yeah. We
basically it should work on every standard EVM based network. Basically every EVM network that implements standard RPC calls, like for MetaMask and so on.
Voila. So it's not it's agnostic EVM. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay.
All right, sounds good. Also, just by the way, thanks so much for the great comments, Vlad, and thank you, Patrick, for sharing all the great questions too. Let's also maybe try to just raise our hands and do it a bit more like a bit more orderly. Maybe just make sure that we have every chance to speak, because I didn't get the chances here. Tadas responded to Vlad too. So Tadas, do you want to respond to anything that Vlad said as well there?
No, I think we both agree on the same things, so nothing to respond to.
Okay, cool. Well, we haven't had a chance to hear. We heard a bit from Abraham too. I'd be curious, Abraham, if you have any other thoughts about interest in building with this, or anybody else. Also, Karla, Rosemarie, Vlad, if you want to share anything else, Jorge, Will, Suede, then feel free to unmute or raise your hands if you want to ask any questions. One thing I can also mention too, maybe while I'm speaking, is so I think one of the main differences between what Tadas is building and what Vlad is building. Well, when Tadas first introduced what he's building with Fraps and the ORDAO before it's called ORDAO, he talked about how like there's two main differences in a way. One is the ERC 1155, the Respect 1155, which is relatively easier to implement, and I believe that Vlad has also chosen to use that standard as well. Actually, I'm sure he has. He presented that at the ETH Fractal event, which we released the video of recently, where he gave a preview of it. But I'd say the main difference between the two implementations that they're building, the different apps, are that Tadas is building the OREC system, which is once again short for Optimistic Respect-Based Executive Contract, whereas, well, Vlad's also building a lot of different features too that Tadas isn't building, and he mentioned about being some chains, some parts being on chain that Tadas isn't building. Tadas has Vlad has a lot of really interesting features, but one thing that I'll mention that is like quite a big difference in the design architecture of these is that Vlad is building a system whereby a contract or an EVM account can be managed by the top 6 respected people who've earned most respect over a certain amount of time, if I recall correctly. Whereas Tadas is building this OREC system, which is really, I think, at the core of ORDAO. A lot of the things like the OR console and the Ornode and so forth are to enable this OREC, this optimistic respect-based executive contract. And what this enables is for, rather than having a relatively smaller council of, say, 6 people, you could have anybody participating to make votes with the respect that they earn by playing the respect game at Optimism Fractal or at other kinds of events that play, or communities that play the respect game, or using any other kind of on-chain reputation token or any other kind of token, really. And then there's a few different parameters, quite an elegant system where you use kind of like an optimistic quorum system where people can vote on proposals to do different actions on chain, and then it will automatically execute if it passes a certain amount of parameters. And it's set up so that it requires a low amount of participation relatively, but it requires a majority of that participation too. So that's explained much better in the OREC document and the GitHub that Tadas is up right now. But just want to provide that clarity too, because I know that Jorge was also asking about similarities and differences between Tadas and Vlad's implementation. And in addition to several different features, that's like one of the main core differences about how how an account can actually be decentralized and how it can be operated. And both of them have some interesting trade-offs, and I'm really excited to see both Vlad and Tadas building different ways that communities can cooperate with the respect game. And with that, I see Vlad raising his hand, so I'll pass it over to Vlad.
Yeah, you nailed it in terms of the main difference, and I will just add here a comment that Tadas' system relies on. So the decision making is different. Tadas' system relies on the decisions being made by the token holders. So token holders decide through proposals what gets executed. In my system, yes, as you said, there is a council which decides which actions, or decides, which actions are executed. So that's the main difference. Yeah.
There is also a difference, maybe, I don't know. I have posted into the Zoom here. The last point in regard to the wallet. In your system, Vlad and Lennar, there is no need for a wallet. That's use Privy, that creates an account based on an email, and you pay for the gas, and that's totally abstract onboarding. In Tadas solution, I want to ask, are you trying to abstract the onboarding? Which is the most pain in the ass thing when it's come about to join a system? So are you trying to abstract the onboarding also, or are you already made? I don't know. I just asking.
I agree. It's one of the main pain points in any blockchain application onboarding. But currently, I'm not thinking that far, simply because it's this onboarding procedure in terms of wallets would be part of a GUI solution, part of a graphical user interface.
Voilà.
And
okay.
I'm currently at this. I have built out only the backend and the blockchain parts.
Yeah, makes sense. Is there in your solution, Vlad, Tadas, sorry, a reputation based on the ranking of the people? can they receive an NFT of sort or something to assess their participation to a fractal session or fractal meeting, like an award or reward? So if it is an entity or an NFT, I don't know, have you thought about
Yeah, definitely.
this?
So each respect is a non-transferable, non-fungible token.
Mm-hmm.
Here, currently, you should be seeing my screen where I show how it looks like in Block Explorer.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have an image now. The
Ouais.
previous respect version of Optimism, we weren't able to do that yet. And it has name, description, and also metadata. This
Okay.
metadata should be parsable, but by all block explorers and NFT interfaces. And yeah, it has information like denomination. That's basically the amount of respect that this award represents.
Award, yeah, not
Yes,
reward. Award. Yeah,
yes,
okay.
and it also shows group number, level, also period number, which is like a meeting number -1.
Okay.
And yeah, so it gives you all of that information about when the respect was earned.
Okay.
And in addition, these respect award entities, they sum up to a fungible token, non-transferable fungible token. So wait, oh, this is award. Yeah, this. Yeah, so here you see the total balances. So each respect entity has denomination, and those denomination that an account has sums up to these balances.
Can you just post into the Zoom the link to this Block Explorer? That's interest me.
Yeah,
sure. I can do a thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing this. I'm really excited to see that you're able to get that to work with being both being able to count it fungibly, as well as I want to emphasize too the value of this and the importance of it. You can see some very nice images here for Optimism Fractal, and you can imagine too this showing up in all sorts of different kinds of interfaces and wallets. Like for example, Rainbow has a really nice interface, or Zora or OpenSea. So every time that somebody will join an Optimism Fractal event, this software is all open source as a reminder too. As far as I remember, I'm pretty sure it's all open source. Then people will be able to use it for their own communities too. And that means that every time that somebody goes to an event, that they'll be able to see in their wallet or whatever other kind of app that's pulling these kinds of NFTs, and they'll be able to see a beautiful picture that can be crafted in a different way for each event, each picture, and so forth. And then you'll also be able to see how much respect they've earned in total, by joining a bunch of different events and by earning respect in lots of different ways too. So that's a really exciting feature. And also wanted to comment on the question that Patrick asked about the ability to use it easily, signing in with this privy or something like that. And because it's all open source, it can be hooked up to a GUI, into a front end, into a user interface, such as the one that Abraham is building. People can check out the breakout room. Abraham gave a great overview of what he's building. Also, Lennar is building a front end with Vlad. So these components can be hooked up in different ways to be able to make it easy to be able to play the game and do different actions, while also be able to get all the benefits of all the on-chain infrastructure as well. I see Jorge's unmuted and saying something. Was something you wanted to share, Jorge?
No, not really, but I'm wondering, are there any plans for the Optimism Fractal to have a liquid token?
Voilà.
There are not any plans right now, no. It's something that it's been discussed a couple times. Like Vlad brought it up at a couple meetings previously, but we haven't really focused or thought about it too much yet. We don't have any plans at the moment. Thanks for
So-
asking, Jorge. And then, so Patrick, just
Sorry. Yeah, Will.
Yeah, Will had raised his hand first. So if anyone wants to ask a question, I think it would be most orderly if we raise hands. Will?
Yes.
No, I think this is great. And about the comment about painting this beautiful picture, right? It's also adding to the reputation layer. So as long as you're consistent with that same wallet and you expand your footprint in the Web3 ecosystem, thus your reputation grows. I'd also like to see when this becomes a finished product as far as what an integration with other reputation mechanisms are out there in the ecosystem, especially in the Superchain realm.
Thanks, Will. I agree with that. And it is launched on the mainnet now too. So it is in a testing phase, but it has been launched in the mainnet, so we can play around with it. I know, by the way, Tadas, we have less than 10 minutes left until the top of the hour. And I know you wanted to test it too. I don't know if you still want to test it, but we could try testing it out to see how it works. And yeah, I also agree with everything that you were saying, Will, there about integrating with different kinds of reputations systems and stuff like that. It's a great way to build your reputation on chain. I see Patrick has his hands up. So curious to hear your thoughts, Patrick, but also want to just check in with Tadas too about if you wanted to manage. I think you said, I still don't have total understanding. I think that you said you got to go at the top of the hour, but you said an hour from now or something like that. Also, I see some nice comments in the chat too. Rosemary said, great work, Tadas. Thanks for presenting. Karla said, man, I have a lot to catch up on too. Rosemary said, this is new for most people here. Don't worry. So yeah, thank you, Karla, for listening. Thank you everybody for listening. And feel free to reach out with questions in the Discord, and it will take some time to learn, but I think that you really enjoy and appreciate these tools. So hope everybody's enjoyed the presentation so far. And once again, huge thanks to Tadas, as well as everybody who's helping to build these tools. Tadas, if you want to clarify, I think we usually wrap it up within the top of the hour, so we could go longer, but also maybe that's what you meant, and maybe that's best to wrap it in the next 10 minutes or so. And Tadas, I'm curious if you still wanted to test it while we're here and do like a live testing, or if you have anything else on your mind that you want to accomplish here. And then maybe after getting your answer, then we'll pass over to Patrick. And then if anybody else has any other thoughts that you want to share, questions and so forth, then we can have time to do so as well.
Yeah, I think maybe let's leave testing for another day. Maybe I will submit and then share instructions, links to submit in the Discord. So we can try testing like not live first.
Okay, sounds good. Well, yeah, looking forward to that in Discord, and we'll encourage everybody to help testing the ORDAO software. It should be quite easy to do in Fractogram, as Tadas said in the Discord message. Basically, it'll just be a matter of, I believe, clicking a link, and then you'll be able to submit it just like you normally submit it on Fractogram via the web app that he had put together. I think it's of.fraps.xyz. And so, and then also feel free to let us know if there's anything else we could do to help too. I know that in your snapshot proposal, you said you're looking for, figuring out what the best thing to do next, and you mentioned more testnet testing and different things like that, feedback and so forth. So also encourage anybody to follow up with that snapshot poll, and just in general in the Discord if you have any questions or thoughts and feedback for Tadas as well as other members in the community. And Tadas, let us know if there's anything that we can do and we can do in particular to help in the coming days and weeks and months and stuff like that. Really excited for it. If you want to respond to that at all, Tadas, then feel free. Otherwise, Patrick's had his hand up for a little while, so we can pass it over. We also haven't heard from a lot of people too, so if anybody else wants to share some thoughts, we'd love to hear from you before we wrap up. I see Jorge saying, going now, guys. Love you all. Thanks so much, Jorge. Really appreciate your questions and hope you have a great day. I see Rosemary's unmuted too. There she is.
So I want to say great work to this and everyone too. Great to see you. And I'm gonna go too. So thank you, and see you again next week.
Thank you, Rosemary. See you.
See you.
Thanks, Rosemary. See you.
Okay, bye guys.
Oh, is that Karla saying goodbye?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, sounds good. Thanks so much, Karla, for joining, and hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I know it is a little bit confusing at first, but hopefully you'll be inspired to join again. Hopefully you can join the Respect game next time too. If you're able to join an hour earlier, then you can see how the software is used in the game we play. I saw Rosemary shared a link there too, so feel free to reach out any questions. And I'm looking forward to learning more about your work with BitSave and all the cool stuff you're up to. And really appreciate you listening and introducing yourself before. Hope you have a great day.
Okay, thank you. I'll check, and then if I have any questions, I'll ask on the Discord. I definitely will be joining the next one because I really want to know how everything works. And yeah, it'll be good to see you guys in the next one. Bye.
All right, excellent. Well, thanks so much, and looking forward to seeing you then. And goodbye.
You too. Bye.
All right. So it looks like several people have gone. There's just the 7 of us now, and we have 5 minutes to the top of the hour. Haven't heard much from Suede lately. Suede, I don't know if you want to share any other thoughts and feedback on this, your perspective. Also, Patrick too. I know you have your hand up too. So maybe we should pass it to Patrick first, and Patrick share your thoughts, and then maybe if Suede, Abraham, Vlad, or Will want to share any other thoughts, or Tadas, and then we can wrap it up in the next 5 minutes or 4 minutes actually.
Yes, you had go ahead, or Will, as you want.
No, sorry, Patrick. I didn't mean to front run you. I said I'm gonna wrap it up now, Dan. So it's been great being here today, and maybe Tadas get a proposal going on the snapshot. Let's make testing a thing next week for the town hall. How about that?
Yes.
Sounds good. Well, thanks, Will. I'm excited for all you're doing with Kingfishers Media. Appreciate your support, and I hope you have a great day. Patrick, did you want to go ahead?
Yeah, again, that was an idea popping when I see the solutions, Fractal text-based app and the ORDAO thing of Tadas, very well made. Thank you. Just a feature that I think could be very interesting for your solution, Tadas, as the solution of Vlad, indeed. There is a component feature, a transparency layer, where the contribution being on chain and AI generating summaries, because you do a fractal session, you do your you make your you rank the best contributor, and you repeat that week after week. That's a game session, and all those game sessions together at the end could be summarized with an LLM, so AI LLM. So into the fractal text-based app, there is this component AI, like a companion, to summarize the sum of all the contribution. And then you can use this summary and you can do a nice article for Optimism, a nice article for to show the results, to show the that the data speak, that the data are turned into information and into knowledge. That doesn't just stay data, but that we can do something with those data. So for Tadas, I don't know if you are considering maybe to add a component like LLM to take all the data that you collect with this because it's about data, and then you can create a summary. So if you can embed an AI component into your
it could definitely be extended with a component like that. I'm not yet building it, but
yeah, voila, that was all folks. So
this sounds good. Yeah, no, I had a discussion with Vlad at the last ETH Fractal event where he said he was thinking about integrating that. So perhaps if we have some open source integrations, we could build some really cool stuff there. We're a minute left in the top of the hour. Tadas, is there anything else you want to share before we wrap it up, or Abraham or Vlad?
Nope. I think it was a great meeting.
Thank you, Tadas. Thank you, Vlad. Thank you, Abraham. Thank you, everyone.
Sounds good.
Good stuff.
All right.
Oh, before that I forget, Dan, I want just to tell you, we have built quizzes, AI generated. So we can take any document that you have into ETH Fractal or into Optimism to create a quiz based on those documents. This tool exists. We have developed that with Vlad and Lennar for EOS Den, that is turned now to Fractal Den, because we want to go more fractal. So I think this kind of tool, like you already discussed in the past, quizzes could be a tool very useful for all the content that you have into ETH Fractal and all the content that you are collecting now on Optimism, because there is a lot of content, and quizzes could be something very interesting for the people joining those Optimism calls and etc. So yeah.
All right. Well, sounds good. Looking forward to exploring collaborations with the quizzes. Some interesting ideas there. Perhaps we'll discuss it at a future town hall. We are at the top of the hour, so want to make sure that we're being nice and punctual and stuff like that. So I suppose we can wrap it up now. Maybe we can go with the 3, 2, 1, go Optimism Fractal if everybody's up for it.
I am okay to go with that.
Oh.
Okay, ready? All right. Well, thanks everybody so much for the great event, the Respect Games. Tadas, thanks so much for what you're building with Fraps and ORDAO. Really exciting about it, and excited to see all the collaborations we'll do. And invite everybody to join again next week, Optimism Fractal on Thursdays at 17 UTC. Thanks all so much. And at the count of 3, we'll go Optimism Fractal. 3, 2, 1. Go Optimism Fractal.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Thanks everybody so much. Really appreciate it and see you next time.
Bye bye.